8-time All-Star, a couple of Cy Youngs, and one last night. And the Dodgers won 9-2. They won 8 straight, 12 of their last 13. They beat the Astros. Clayton Kershaw joining us on the program. Clayton, congrats on the win last night. I was talking about strange injuries. I don't know if you heard Zach Plesac broke his thumb after aggressively taking off his jersey. What's the strangest baseball injury you've ever witnessed?
Man, that's a very aggressive shirt takeoff. How do you do that?
I don't know.
Man, you hear about the broken hands, like hitting the water cooler, or I think somebody like stubbed their toe and broke their toe, like running into a table late at night trying to go to the bathroom. I think that could happen to me at any moment. So that one resonated with me.
Would you ever make up an excuse just because you suffered an injury that could be viewed as embarrassing?
Maybe not embarrassing, but like I think potentially, if you're hooping it up and, maybe tear an ACL or something, you might want to think of something else like, oh, I was doing box jumps or working out. You might not want to say I was, on the court and tore an ACL or something.
Are you allowed to play basketball during the season?
I think the rule is you're not allowed to play like an organized league, but I think you're allowed. This is probably gray area, but I think you're allowed to play like pickup games. But still, if you get hurt, that's probably not good. You probably shouldn't do it.
But does each contract have similar language of what you're allowed to do and not allowed to do?
Yeah, I think they all have they have a whole list of things you can't do, like skiing, and there's some weird ones in there. I forget what else there is, but I know skiing's a big one. But yeah, every uniform contract has a bunch of things you can't do for sure.
What was the atmosphere like last night, and was it what you expected last night?
I'll tell you what, there were so many Dodger fans there last night. It was really cool. They traveled so well. They had a whole section down the right field line, and then sprinkled in throughout the whole stadium. It was the first night, ironically, that Houston allowed a max crowd. So that was I'm sure they didn't do that on purpose, but that was pretty cool to see how many Dodger fans were there last night. It was awesome.
But does it matter to you? Like, you beat them, but it doesn't take away the sting of anything that's happened prior to this, does it?
Yeah, I mean, if you asked me to rather win last night or win Game 5 of the World Series, I probably would pick that one, But I think, I think mentally coming back here and pitching well and, getting a win, I think there's a little bit of closure in that for me, a little bit. But, yeah, it doesn't take anything away. And I said that last night. You're not going to change what happened in the past. And but, to come back here the first time and pitch here since that happened, I think there's, I think there's a little bit of closure. That coupled with winning last year, I think, helps. I know it helps me mentally a lot for sure. Yeah,
I was wondering about that if you didn't win last year, then that probably exacerbates this. It makes it, stand out and hurt or haunt a little bit more.
Yeah, it makes it harder for sure. Makes it harder. Definitely not something that I wanted to do coming back here and not having won one. So it definitely alleviated a lot of some things. It doesn't take it away, like you said, but it definitely helped for sure.
Talking to Clayton Kershaw after the win last night, I think you said recently, maybe last week, that no-hitters aren't great for baseball. Am I paraphrasing you correctly?
No, I don't think that's exactly what I said. I said no-hitters are great for baseball, but I think the great thing about it is unique. It's hard to do, and it still is incredibly hard to do. I was probably a little harsh last week, but it just seemed like it was happening every night, and sometimes the great things about baseball are that they're so rare and they're so hard to accomplish. So when you're seeing guys, no-hitter watch every night, I don't know if that's the best thing, but no-hitters are still great. They're super cool. They're more cool when they happen less frequently.
Well, also, I don't know if pitchers are – it's not like, you're Greg Maddux and you're nibbling on the corners. It feels like these guys are just saying, here it is. Let's see if you can hit it. And the hitters are going, throw it. Let me see if I can hit it. And maybe that's – like, I'm trying to understand why we're getting no-hitters. And these aren't necessarily hard-throwing guys. So how would you sum that up of that we've had, this many no-hitters?
Yeah, I think that's a bigger conversation. I think there's a lot of factors in that. Like you said, I think some guys, like Corey Kluber, for example. Corey's a pitcher. Like he doesn't throw 100 miles per hour. He has a bunch of different pitches that he knows how to execute. And when he's going good, that stuff like that can happen. And then you have other guys, just pure stuff, just dominating guys with, all the spin rates and, velocity and things like that. So pitching is really, really good right now, just across the league. And hitting, I still think hitting is the hardest thing to do in sports. And so as pitching continues to get better and evolve and different things like that, hitting, has come to a point where they're trying to hit home runs, and it's not any fault of their own. That's what you get paid to do. You don't get paid to hit singles anymore. So it's a huge full circle thing. When teams start paying guys to get on base and hit singles and not strike out, then guys might start changing their approach a little bit more. But when you get paid to hit home runs and slug, and you're not really worried about hitting a 2-strike single the other way, you're going to have a lot of games where you strike out 15 and have some no-hitters.
Does it help you at all as a pitcher to, when you go to the plate, like can you tell what's coming your way? Like a catcher, I always thought a catcher would be a good hitter because he's so used to seeing these pitches in the spin and everything that goes along with it. I know it doesn't equate to that, but can you tell what's coming? I know you still have to hit it.
Yeah, I can tell. I think I guess right, like 75% of the time when I'm hitting. But I just can't hit it. I'm just not that skilled. I think it helps a little bit to make contact, but at the end of the day, hitting's just really hard. It's coming really fast. It's just really fast.
But when somebody throws, if I threw 95 and somebody else threw 100, how big of a difference is that when you're at the plate?
It's different person to person, as weird as that sounds. Like the last couple of guys that I faced Sonny Gray maybe 2 weeks ago. And Sonny, he throws like 93, 94. And that was the fastest fastball I had seen. And I don't know if it's because he's a little bit shorter and like it just explodes out. Like, wow. I don't know why, but that's why pitching is so unique, is that everybody is so different. And sometimes 93 feels like it's 150. And sometimes I face some guys that are throwing 97 that it doesn't feel that fast. And it's just the deception of it, or I don't know. But Sonny Gray, I had absolutely no chance to hit a baseball against that.
What's the fastest you've ever been clocked on the gun?
Back in my youthful days, I might have gotten, I think maybe 98 is the hardest I've ever thrown.
Is there a temptation to want to throw harder?
Yeah, I'd love to throw harder, for sure.
but Maddox was a power pitcher, and then he became, he was a thrower, and then he became a pitcher. Just that he kind of graduated to that. Is that?
Yeah, the best pitchers in the game are the ones that throw really hard and know how to pitch. So the Jacob deGroms of the world, the Garrett Coles of the world, the Walker Buehlers of the world, those guys have the dominant electric 97, 98, in deGrom's case, 102 mile-an-hour fastballs, but they just put it exactly where they want to, and they know how to pitch. And so that's why the great thing about that is you can throw 90 miles per hour, and if you know how to pitch, still have success. So thankfully for some of us older fellas, you can still do that.
How do you explain Jacob deGrom?
I don't. I've talked to him about it. I have no idea. It's just a reverse aging curve. I don't get it. I don't get it. But it's pretty special to watch. And man, he's such a great dude. I really like him. He's fun to watch, and you can't explain it. I have no idea. And
I love watching Scherzer pitch because he just pounds it. Like he's just saying, "Here it comes," and he also has great stuff. There are a few of those pitchers, but there's just something about them. What you do, how you do it. deGrom, but they're more power pitchers. Like Scherzer fascinates me. deGrom, I don't know how to describe that. And imagine if he got any offensive support.
Yeah, some of those numbers about his no decisions and things like that are just amazing. That's just, sometimes you pitch on the right day and sometimes you don't. And so, but with Max, I love watching Max pitch too. I think just competitor, I think is the first word that comes to my mind. You just feel him competing out there. And there's just a few guys for me that I would pay money to watch pitch. And those two are right at the top of the list. We have a lot of guys on our team that I feel that way about. And I think that's what makes baseball great, is to have fun starting pitching matchups that you can go and watch and say, oh, Scherzer versus DeGrom today, or, Buehler versus, I'm trying to think of anybody else. But, yeah, just different guys like that it's just fun to watch.
What are your career numbers against Albert Pujols?
I know I have not given up a homer, but I think he's hitting like 320 off me. But I know I haven't given up a homer, so I'll take that.
And there's no chance you're going to give up a homer to him this year, so I think you're safe. I think you're one of the few that escaped Albert Pujols.
Hey, that was the first hit I ever gave up, Dan, was to Albert Pujols.
Did you know at the time about Albert Pujols, or what did you know?
Yeah, he was pretty good. He was pretty good. Yeah, I knew.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I'll take it. It was good. It's a good.
Do you remember the pitch?
Yeah, it was actually a curveball, 3-2 curveball, and it was my debut, and I struck out the first batter, and then I walked the next batter on 4 pitches, and then Albert Pujols hit a double and scored a run, and I was like, well, this is not going great.
Well, plus it's gone a lot better since then. But do you look over to the on-deck circle and you see Pujols over there?
Yeah, like my debut, I was too nervous to even. I didn't even know what was going on. Yeah, I didn't. I just was trying to throw somewhere near the strike zone.
Do we have a rivalry with the Padres? Is it official?
Sure. Yeah, if that helps. I mean, if that's what we want to call it. The Padres are really good. They're a great team, and I think it's going to come down to the wire in September. And you can't leave out the Giants. The Giants are playing really well right now. So between us and those two teams, it's going to be a fun summer, and we've got our work cut out for us for sure.
I think I have Tatis on the show next week. Any message you'd like to send him?
No, no. He's if he wants to cool down, that'd be great. If he wants to take like a week off or something, that'd be great when we play him.
How annoying is it having Matthew Stafford in L.A.? Have you had enough of him? You tired of Stafford now?
I think everybody else is tired of hearing about us, huh? Did you know we went to high school together? and now he's in the same town with you. Oh, I know. I'm excited for him, though. I really am. I think he's just. It's exactly. I texted him after he got traded, and I just said, I hope it's what you wanted. Because sometimes when you get traded, you don't really have a choice. And but he was so fired up. He's so excited to. Get out there and get going, and the Rams are going to be a fun team to watch, and so I'm excited to watch them. It's going to be great.
But he didn't stay at your house when he first got out there, right?
No, I think he has the means to find other places to stay. Right. Yeah,
he's my sneaky Super Bowl or my sneaky MVP pick this year. What do you think?
I really am. I'm excited, and he's got a lot left in the tank, and he really wants to win, and I think it's a good pick.
But do you get rid of all your Lions gear?
I didn't have too much Lions gear. I had a hat, so I'll probably get rid of the hat.
Wait, you had a hat as support? Well, what did Stafford have of the Dodgers?
What do you want me to do? Wear his jersey around?
Yes.
I'm not going to wear his jersey around. I'll wear a hat and support. That's
you guys went to high school together.
Now you sound like everybody else, man.
Come on, you're ruining the storyline. What's wrong with you, Clayton?
I think I'm probably doing the people a favor.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. I don't know what people are going to be able to talk to you about now that, yeah, they're going to talk about the World Series or, you turned 33 in March.
Yeah, anything else is great.
All right. Hope the family's well. It's always great to talk to you. Thank you. And play nice in Houston, okay?
All right. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.
That's Clayton Kershaw.